Good morning. Grab your coffee. Here's something I want to talk to you about that I used to do every December when I was a product leader and even as a product manager. And it's honestly one of the highest leverage activities you can do at the end of the year before the new year starts. I would sit down with my calendar and I would audit every single recurring meeting. Not just look at them, but completely rebuild that list from scratch. What meetings do I actually need? What purpose does each one serve? What's missing? Because here's the thing, your recurring meetings, they're not just time blocks. Ultimately, they're your operating system. They determine the information you receive, which relationships you maintain, who you influence, and where you have visibility. And so if you've never intentionally designed that operating system, it's been designed for you by other people's priorities and meeting invites that you've accepted and things that accumulate over time. So the quiet week between Christmas and New Year's is perfect for this. And let me show you how AI can actually help you do it even better and more systematically. So first thing you need to do is you got to get your recurring meeting data out. You can do an automated export. There's a way to do that with Google and with Outlook, which is pretty straightforward using their export features. But honestly, I recommend actually just writing this stuff down yourself, just manually typing out all the different recurring meetings you have on your calendar. Maybe look through a month or something and you'll see them all, right? List out their frequency, the duration, the attendees, and the purpose. And that forces you to articulate why the meeting even exists or why it was started in the first place. And that's pretty much, a good portion of the value of this exercise. It also forces you to see all of your recurring meetings that you're actually on your calendar in one place, which can sometimes be quite eye-opening. So for this demo, I have actually created a fictional set of recurring meetings for a director of product management at a mid-market company. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask AI to look at it. But briefly, before I start, right? So this fictional director, he wrote down, he's got his one-on-ones. He's got a one-on-one with his manager. He runs some team meetings. He has some cross-functional meetings. There's some company leadership meetings he participates in. And then meetings he attends but doesn't run, engineering, stand-up, and sprint planning. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and first grab the first prompt, and I'll read that to you here momentarily. I'm a director of product at a mid-market company, about 500 employees. I'm doing my annual recurring meeting audit to start the new year with an intentional calendar. Here's my current recurring meeting schedule, and I pasted that in. Please analyze this for redundancy, frequency mismatches, duration issues, attendee concerns. And importantly, right, be direct. I need honest feedback, not validation. So let's go ahead and see what it does. Okay, solid foundation, see some real issues. Redundancy. You've got 3 meetings that overlap, a team sync, a status update, and a roadmap review. 3 hours, 3.25 hours every week, covering variations of what's happening with our work. You've got some frequency mismatches. You're doing a weekly roadmap review. A daily engineering stand-up is unusual for a director. Potentially backwards, you're meeting with Marcus bi-weekly and the senior PMs weekly. Junior team members will lead more frequent touch points. Duration issues, attendee concerns, some consolidation options to consider. This is great. Okay. Excellent. So notice what it did, right? There's nothing magical in here. It recognized some good patterns. It's finding things that are oftentimes hard to see when you're inside your own calendar, right? You can't really, the saying, right? You can't read the label when you're inside the jar. Okay. So let's do a second prompt and get a little bit more in depth on this. I'm going to pull this one in. Based on my role, tell me what's missing from my calendar. So now, we're asking AI to sort of understand what does a director of product typically need and tell me what's missing. I may not agree with all of them, but I do want to understand where there are meetings that I might want to start having. Strategic planning cadences, information flows, right? And explain why does this matter? What's the frequency and format and who should be involved? So give me some details about it. Okay. Direct customer exposure. Fantastic. I don't have any recurring. I do it. This director of product management, maybe he does it pretty frequently, but it's not recurring. And so it's not going to be front of mind and it's going to often fall off his radar. So the customer signal is entirely filtered through CS and sales. So this is definitely a good thing to do. Customer calls or quarterly customer visit or something. There's no design partnership. Interesting, right? There's probably a design lead. Well, where's that meeting? Peer relationships. Where are the other directors that I should be establishing good rapport with? Those are the kinds of things that help my team, right? When I can provide air cover and clear path in front of them because I have strong relationships across the organization. So I need to have those. Skip levels. Where are those? Strategic cadence, marketing partnership. All right. So here they are in priority order. Let's do one last prompt, which is tell me what's my optimized meeting architecture. So tell me what's optimized. Keep this as is. What do I modify? What do I consolidate? What do I eliminate? And what do I add? And this is a really important piece. For each recommendation, give me a one-sentence rationale I can use when communicating the change to others. Because if I'm canceling a meeting or changing its frequency or creating a new recurring meeting, I'm going to need to provide some rationale. And so this will help me with that. Okay, great. Here are the ones to keep. Here are the ones to modify. So biweekly to weekly, weekly to biweekly. Daily stand-up, only attend twice a week max. Great. Consolidate, eliminate, and add some. And it's giving me the rationale, right? So add your peer director one-on-ones. Cross-functional influences, built-in one-on-ones, not group meetings. These relationships pay off when you need alignment on hard trade-offs. Excellent. So what we've done here is, before and after optimization. So it's about the same, 12 and 3/4 versus 12 and 1/4. So we're roughly neutral, but these are better and more impactful and more effective use of the time for those meetings. And then one change to make first. If you do nothing else, do this one. So your assignment, what I would challenge each and every one of you, product managers and product leaders, to do before the new year, export your calendar or build it manually, that list. Build that manual list of recurring meetings and run it through these prompts. You can get these prompts in a link below in the description. You don't have to implement everything AI suggests. You know your organization better than any model does. But I guarantee you'll find at least one, maybe two, maybe even three things. A meeting to eliminate, a meeting to modify, and maybe a meeting you didn't even have that you should add. Start 2026 with an operating system that you design with intention, not one that's been designed for you by invites you've accepted. Links to the prompts are in the description. Copy, paste, customize as you wish for your role. Subscribe if you want more of these demos. And if this saves you from even one unnecessary recurring meeting, forward this to another product leader or another product manager who needs it. Because, let's be honest, all product leaders and product managers need help managing their calendar. As always, break a pencil, and I'll see you in January.